Hello, everyone. It is 7 p.m. my time, and it is a wonderful day to be working on something. My week off, birthday. I'm nice, relaxed, and rested. That is why I'm going to tackle something that I'm not the best at, but I just want to, like, I know I've talked about this before, but I like showing people that you don't have to be brilliant at something to do something acceptable. Sometimes you can just futz around and you can get something done. So let's look at my map. So this was the map we worked on a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, before I went on vacation. How does it feel to stream in night? This is my normal time. I literally woke up. I took a nap. I woke up about an hour and a half ago. Because I had to get up to go lunch with a friend, and I really wasn't ready to get up then. My sleep schedule's all messed up, so I went back to sleep. But, you know, fully vaccinated, so I can go eat with a friend outside. I have not seen them in many years, actually. So that was nice. So anyway, here's my map. I'm not a really big... I really want more rounded, because, like, especially because I used it for this map. I have these rounded tiles by Pandamaru. And so then going to... This is just a really, really work in progress map that really worked, but we'll get back to that one day later. But with the cliffside map, this... I really want the rounded tiles. But Pandamaru did not make ones for the rocky cliffside like she did for grass. So I'm going to try make some. We're not going to be here. We're going to be here. Which my ability to use Photoshop is mostly based around my work. I can throw things together. So it's going to be interesting. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to, like, extend this, because I'm pretty sure I have some ideas about how she did it the first time. But we're going to remove the grass and replace it with this. But as you can see, the grass goes up onto the rock some, so there's going to be some fixing to do. But first thing I want to do, I moved this over here for reference. I also just want to take this right here. I don't use this one. I don't like the I really, really don't like the shadow, the automatic shadow. I know that's on the actual tiles, but that down. We're just gonna get rid of that shadow. We're gonna work here first. These are gonna be easy, because from what it looks like, those are just this tiled out bigger. And I think once we get this and then this, these all will become easier. I'm gonna edit. Let's get me some more canvas size on this. Some things will pop up on the wrong window, so I'm just going to... I'm gonna use relative so that I can know about how... I'm gonna get another 96 over on this side, because I'm going to... So what I'm pretty sure is done here, that we have this, and then we tile this inside part here. Copy. That's... error, because I know I can copy paste all this in one layer, and I'm going to combine the layers in a minute, but I forget. Yeah, my thing is like the Sunday stream is not ideal. I didn't want to do Sunday because Sunday is a situation of, like, it's still my weekend, and I would really prefer to not on the weekend. I'm not a fan. But Uh, my wife got promoted. Oh, I didn't want to do that. My wife got a promotion in her job. She's now doing training. And when she's doing training, her schedule gets really weird, but it's always Monday to Friday. So the problem was I she was working Monday to Friday 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. And we share an office, so like there would be cross chatter and we can't have that. Um both you guys don't need to hear what she's working on, and that was the better way to do this, right? That was dumb. I shouldn't have cut it the way I did because I can just do this all at once now. Copy. Okay. So I think that these sides, I'm pretty sure these and these, all of that. So I could probably just go directly like this and get the things. And then I only need to work on what I do. Okay. I need to merge some. Okay. So copy. Actually, hold on. Let me do something else. Shift and add. I think all of this right here. Copy. Paste. And that is identical. Just these corners that are going to have added. And this also gives me copy. The one thing when you're doing stuff like this is you need to remember how things tile. I did not put that down right. I do not think I did. Control Z. Okay. Make sure you're copying right, because this is a tile, which means what I need is this section right here, this section right here is there. Put too many layers and not know what any of them are when most of them are necessary. This, and remember you can always shift to add more. Instead of selecting a new selection, if you hold shift. That's that section right there. So then bottom, that section. What's the next? Copy. Then I can take these up here. I just edit, copy, merged, and go all the way into the bottom. I don't have to worry what layer I'm on. What did I do? Yeah, it's one of those things that like it's really obvious. The other thing to remember whenever you're working on tiles, and I know that my other thing, the other trick is control. Like, okay, so you have control X for or control C for copy. Is control shift C, which is copy merged, which will that way I don't have to think about what. Like I was saying, oh, I put that in the wrong place, didn't I? I'll fix it. I just somehow ended up. Let's delete that. That's not right. I, oh, I have no idea what I ended up with there. The other trick that, like I was saying, this way with it copy merge, just copying all the way down to the through all layers, and I don't have to consider on currently. I'm going to do a whole bunch of merge. Okay. So that covers that. Grab everything except for our base layer. No reason for it. All separate layers. I'm pretty sure there's also more tricks. But no, the one thing I was going to say is when you're working with tiles, always make sure that your preferences grid is, I use 48 and then 2 subdivisions so that the dark lines are tiles, and then like on auto tiles, you have your 24 by 24. And since these are being built from auto tiles, those 24 by 24 matter. And it's also just useful to know where the center point of a tile is anyway. Okay, so there's a few other things that I can do that I can do before I start getting started on this getting these sections done. And that is heading over to one of the later ones, because like one of the things I want to do is, because these were made when for A tiles on MV don't have transparency, which means you need to have this back here, but she also has this right here. Oh crap. I clicked off Photoshop. Why not? Oh, it was maximized. How did I grab the thing behind it? Anyway, she has these back here. I can just grab these corners. Well, first I need to go like delete this. Delete, edit. And then we have these corners with the transparent. Offer works 9 days in a row. I got done with doing that myself, and it was so nice. It was. I still had to go handle a couple of small things because it's just the way my job is. But T was handling so much stuff for me, and a lot of my stuff I'm really good at being able to schedule a lot of stuff. But there was a lot of stuff I could not pre-schedule, and I just handed it all to T, and she did it because she is very competent and useful to have around. So if you are, which is, I am talking about T from Driftwood, who works for Digica as well. Hired earlier this year. I needed more help with my side of stuff. Okay, so I wanted to have that transparency behind it because in MZ I can use all the layering. I do wonder sometimes if you guys can hear my dog's little toenails clicking around. I don't think you can. I think my filters are pulling it out. He is great. I really like working with T. Very competent, and also I need to turn off Steam. Or I can't turn off Steam. I need to turn off my friends. Hold on. Friends. I don't need friends. I keep forgetting to do stuff like this. Go into like offline mode, so it'll stop giving me alerts. You guys don't need to know when my friends are playing games. Okay. Like I said, I think I have the filters on for it. I noticed it when I was on Discord with my brother talking to him about something. He moved recently to somewhere about 4 hours from me. And because I had no filters on it, I could just hear everything. Because with Discord I don't run it through all the same filters. Okay, don't really like I don't like the pixel grid on. Because okay. So here's where it's going to get more tricky. So the green I can remove, but one of the problems is there's no like defined line of the curve. So I'm gonna have to edit that in. And I've got a few ideas how I want to do that, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be great at it. But we will learn. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, that was I don't know if you guys know him name, or I know his real name is, but he was known as something else in RPG Maker. He used to work for Digika. Artbane, playing Resident Evil 4, because me and him are both huge fans of that. Okay, so was it selecting all? I just want it to select. Oh, I have a much larger. Am I doing something really dumb? Oh, I know what I'm doing. I have other. I want to turn off tolerance. The thing I want to make sure I don't do though, give it a. Let's give it the 11 by 11. I think that's actually. I don't want it to accidentally clip off any of the. It doesn't matter on these sections since those are like from higher levels. But I want to make sure on the other ones it's that it's only selecting. Okay, there we go. And I can clean it up. That gets rid of most of it. But like I said, you see, because the grass came up on the rocks, that means I have to like kind of edit in the bottoms of these rocks, and we're gonna see how well that works. Like I said, I have some ideas, and it's really all right. So I need a hard round one size brush. Actually, I'm gonna do it with a pixel. Oh, pencil. Can't you like? Oh, I can't do this. Nope. Code. Eh. Work. Keep zooming in. You can never zoom in too far when you're handling. So the one advantage we have here, and this is what's going to let me be able to do it, and any of you, no matter what your art skills are, would be able to do it, is that this is painted and not pixel. And the thing is if this was pixeled, I would not have a chance. I don't like what it's doing. I know there's a way to. Oh. Font selection, redo cut. Okay. I know what I can do. I'll cheat. This way I know I'm getting exact cut. Because there's a lot of tricks you can use with painted style for editing. Like if you're going to make a tile from scratch, pixel and painted, they're both going to be a bit more in-depth and complicated. But when you're talking about just editing, I find editing painted tiles a lot easier. Because you don't have to worry as much about matching like every pixel to a color. I think some of the rocks are directly from other rocks in the thing, and I may be able to copy paste some of them. I'm not sure if all of them are. I would have to know exactly how she did it, and I've got some ideas of how this was done. This is actually I can just grab any color. Oh, excuse me. That I think looks good for it, and I can just plop one. Probably that's weird. This is weird. Oh, I'm doing point sample. I was like, why is it not doing what I wanted to do? Then just grab that pixel. Like, that's easy to fix. And some of this other stuff, like, I think this, it's just where it goes over the, I need to finish the rock. Also, there's the shadows on the shadows next to the rocks, but I think that'll be here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fill in with what I see. What am I doing now? How do I feel like something's not? Do I have a selection somewhere? Add a selection. And the thing is it doesn't have to look the best at full zoomed in. All it has to do is look good when you're at 100%. Like right now, even right now, I'm at 400. Like even at 200%, there's no way, or I'm at 200%. You can't tell that I had a, and that's the main thing, making sure. Or where was it? It was right. Okay, a little bit of green to move over here. So what does everyone else have you done in using Photoshop or any of those kind of programs? Fix up tiles or anything. Does anyone else like actually do edits? Can't remember the keyboard for diesel. Yeah, I think it is the same rocks, so I can probably grab that. The main, I think it's going to be more difficult to do this section down here. Because I do have to define a curve that wasn't there. But even if I can't copy and paste the rocks, it'll be fine. I can do it. I'm a capable human. That one here. This for there. If I remembered all my keyboard shortcuts for. Okay, now I'm confused. There we go. I like doing edits because, like I said, especially with painted tiles, there's so many tricks you can do, and doing an edit is actually just a situation of finding the word for it. I actually contemplated like going through and editing out also all the center and making your own tiles. That is beyond me. I am not an artist. But we can all do something. Like in some parts of it I feel like I could just cut. Right? Like I think you could cut the top of this. But let's zoom out. And I can take, and I think that that rock looks like. Let's grab for. Let's do this one. One corner at a time. Also, let's do this correctly. Let's grab this entire corner. Control Shift C, Control V. Let's take this over here, zoom in, and again, I think that you're right in that I think that these are all rocks from here. I think that right there is this rock right here. Take top of this. That's like that. And since I use Photoshop over Krita, but Photoshop is a patch tool that shortcuts a lot of the kind of editing. So one of the things is that, man, I actually really like I'm trying to think of the name of the tool. Clip Studio. I use it a lot too. But for some things I just prefer Photoshop so much. And this is the one kind of thing. So this is up here. Need to stop doing this. Okay, Control Shift E. That's this one. But that's overlapped on it, so I need to make sure to do that one first. Or actually, I just need to make sure to only get this part that I need to finish it out. So that right there is this section. This whole bit right here is what I probably could do stuff like use the clone tool, but then, you know, I may need to be even more specific how she layered some stuff. Okay, so it's like that section right. I also, hold on, there is something I need to do. Would it be easy? I think it will be easier to do it with, I still have some, oh, that's right. I still have green because that's not, that's on this layer. That's already covered. I know what to think about. Let's put up and accidentally have a heart attack about it. Let's do some more merge layers. Okay. It is one of those things that is kind of important to work in layers, I think. Because when you work in layers, okay, so all the way down to, I think it's just this rock right here, and I think then I need to put the background in, and I think that's done. Man, this is going way faster than I thought. So this rock, let's look for this pattern. Looks like there's some... That's this rock, but it doesn't look like it's the same tone, is it? Am I just looking at it weird? And it looks like, okay, so I think I can just like do this. So it's just that spot right here. Goes up here. That was how this was. All right, so then I need to put this background in, and then I need to draw in the shadow. I think I can get the shadow from another way. So let's insert a layer, because what we need to do is put the insert layer. So edit our layer, new layer, all these unnamed layers. Then let's put this right here behind it. Merged. I need to actually make that a layer. Hide this so I can grab. There, it was going to be a layer for me. Oh. Layer. Hide this here and put it under there. And then the shadows. That's there's a few other things that I think are wait, I know. I just delete out something. Okay, let's try this again. This is the layer. I don't know. I'm gonna avoid deleting a layer. I'm having trouble figuring out what each layer. That's my edits. That's that. I must have made a layer and then forgot about it entirely. This layer needs to be here. Drag this behind. Okay, and now all it needs is the shadows. And it is correct. My son does digital art, or not digital art. He sketches, and he has a tablet that and so I am like, how? Why would you want to draw with paper and pencil? Well, there's so much like, oh, it's so easy, comparatively. Here is the plan. First, just I want a history brush tool. Brush tool. And this is one of the reasons I really like painterly style. I don't have to get this. Grab this color. I'm underneath. I don't have to be. I need to like work in strokes, so I. But I can just work under this layer. Add the shadows by just following the line. And it will look almost exactly. And again, this stuff does not have to look perfect. It just has to look enough. There. Here. Okay. So okay, I need to do something. Let's Control Z back through my shadows because I need to get hard edges on. Oh, edit. We do later. Okay. So let's take, and what we want is this layer right here. Is this our edits? Yeah. Let's do. We want to like have our hard edge. There was like one section, where was it, where I couldn't really do this correctly because but again, like where I was talking about with what layer is that on? That is on layer, right? Why is it not letting me delete it? Oh, Okay. All right, now let's go back and redo shadow. You know what? I'm gonna there. Yep, we're gonna work on a different layer so that if I mess up, problem. So by following the rock, as long as it looks close to what they're doing. All right, let's zoom out and see if it looks compared. Is it a little dark? Maybe. I don't know. I think it's good, right? What do you guys think? Like zoomed out here, do you think those shadows look good like the other shadows? I think I may have put a little too much in some areas, but at the same time, I don't think it's an issue. I think that's I think that's I really like how that turned out actually. I am pretty smart. Okay. Now that we've got that, now that I know how to do this, I can fly through some. So I liked that shadows. I'm just gonna go ahead and merge those down into the layer below it, and I'm gonna. So where was that? That's that. Where's that? Which one's that reference? That's this one here. I'm gonna delete out this reference because I don't need it. I grab this upper left for reference. All right. This one got a lot more choppy because it was on the back. But it should be able to do the same thing I did before. I noticed she like flattened out her colors a lot more. Some of these rocks are similar, but like I noticed that like on this side, I think there's more shine. I think this is where I'm gonna have to like actually draw in some of the edge. And I can do it a couple of different ways. Um I can do it pixel by pixel, which is one choice, and I could do that. Probably what I'm gonna do. I wonder if I could just oh. I have an idea. Yeah. No, there's too much highlights. I think pixel by pixel is the way to go. So I do need to go to. All right. So. Okay. That one seems sort of fine. I think once I add shadows on that, I think actually I can. What I could do is erase some. I erase this on the wrong layer. That rock's kind. That rock's kind of shaped. Let's grab. Okay, eyedropper's eye. Pencil is. Okay. Grab the eyedropper. Let's grab that color. Like rounds out that one. This one really needs to be rounded out, and that's because it connects right. Let's kind of give it that. Okay, so I think this that once this shadow is right here, I think that's gonna look good. Um, let's give this more. So like, that's not. And then let's delete bit. And I am certain that someone who was just like really, really good at art could tell me what I could do to make this even better. But I think this is going to look really good when I think I'm just going to delete. That's like a real. Finish this rock right here out. The like I said, I think of this back because of where it is, and also because I noticed she shaded her rock slightly different on the back corner. I didn't want to like just pull, because pulling would lose some of her shading, and I do really like. Oh, I have a selection. One day, I'm going to remember all of the keys. All right. So then we need to go down to the base layer, grab the centerpiece again, and then I'm going to delete it. But my Control Shift C, Control V. Actually grab the thing I'm trying to grab. Okay. The next thing I need to do is erase all that stuff. We'll just on a polygon. I don't need like the lasso. I don't think that's. I can just cut by going up through. Okay. Then let's see how I can do. All I did with the shadow last time. Grab shadow color from down here. Go back to my brush. Merge these bottom two layers. Add me a new layer for. Which, by the way, I don't know. It'll probably take me 2 hours to do this. It may not. But this stream is going to be when I am happy with this. It is done. That may be 2 hours. That may be an hour and a half. That may be 3 hours. I do not know. I noticed that on the tops, it like has less shadows. I can give me some shadows. As it goes up, shadow. Probably not doing. That's honestly not bad. When did I get smart at doing this? I think this is looking really good already. Haven't touched this down here, which is going to be more of a nightmare, but oh, I do joke when I say things like when I'm happy with it, and then I'm just like, okay, when I think it's acceptable. Saying when I'm happy with it, probably not, because I may never be happy. Not complete. What is that, and why is it here? Okay. Bottom layer is the underneath. So another thing, I could have just left the shadows that I made right here and not merged this shadow in. But I would have had to do the whole thing. and I wouldn't be able to do the sides. And if I'd done that, I could have just made this ring, and like you could have put any tile in the center of it. Would have been neat. Man, now that I think about it, that would have been so cool. Why didn't I do that? Oh, because I would have had to reach. Oh well. Okay. Oh, let's pull the. In case I want to pull the reference from over here. I don't know if I want to. Maybe like this side where I just sit and pull what I think. Okay. The thing you have to teach yourself. I talking about like how it's you're never going to be completely happy, and it's true. Because you stared much more closely at whatever you're looking at. Um, no one has looked at these tiles other than like obviously Animer has looked at these tiles this closely, but no one who uses this is going to look at it and go, "Oh yeah, I need to look at it at insane close distance to get off that tool. I need to go back to the pencil. That would have been really." All right. I think though, this is a personal opinion. It is better to be overly harsh on yourself than not harsh enough. Now, it's better to be perfectly harsh with yourself, right? But people who are overly harsh on themselves work to improve. You don't want to be so harsh on yourself though that you just quit, right? But if you look at your work all the time and you're like, okay, this is wrong and this is wrong. How can I fix that? Um, I think you will become better faster than someone who just assumes that like, oh well, I've got it. I know what I'm doing, right? So in my opinion, like I said, it's better. It is better to. I will pick. I don't know what layer I was working on earlier. It was not the right layer, and I'm somewhat concerned about that, but hopefully it doesn't matter. I think I was working on the layer that had. I was not. I was working on the corners on it. Okay, let's be working on this layer. Okay, so this like entire rock is missing. That's this. That is this corner right here. How am I gonna make that look? Yeah, outside perspectives always helps. It's actually the thing I like about doing this on stream. Like you guys are actually even watching it as close as I'm watching it, right? And if you guys tell me that this is looking right, um, then I know I'm doing something wrong with graphics. Okay. I think I can just do shadows now. Let's see. So set the shadow. What layer is this? This is the... That. The... Okay, I'm gonna do smart move that I've been needing to do. Edit, case special. Okay, that's interesting. No, not what I need to do. Paste into. Okay, let's see. Okay. Paste into. What's the tool? Paste. Is that what I'm trying to... Oh, yes. There we go. I didn't want to make a new layer for it. No reason for a new one. Oh. Oh, my edits are not. I was really concerned. I was like, what did I do? What? Why is it use the lighter shading color? Let's go into our shadow layer. Art history brush. I don't know why I always want to pick. Grab the brush tool. Very subtle. I think I need a little bit. Very subtle shadow. Yeah, I think it needs a little bit more edge to some of these rocks. Go back. Back to the pencil. You know, at 100%, I don't think that's noticeable. I know that it's not perfect. I can tell. But 200%, it's still pretty good. All right, so then I have this one. And then this top's done. I'm moving with some speed. So the one thing I've noticed, by the way, so I'm gonna actually pull back up the map. So one thing I noticed that I did, and then looking at, say, this and doing this, and I think actually it looks better when I do this, is that this is not possible. These tiles are not made to do like single. I think actually 2 across is like the lowest you should. I think it'll look better once we have. We'll see. Okay. So, where is... So, unless something goes horribly wrong when I start doing these bottoms, maybe a short. As I said, my stream here is... Let me grab my reference again. This stream is entirely when I feel like I have done what I want to do. I'm not interested. Trying to start something new today after that, because this takes a lot of my brain power because I am not an artist. I think it's that spot. That's the... I can see the spots that I just really want to fix. Okay, that's on... Which layers should I... There's the layer. Wait. I think I have something selected. There are like a couple of little holes that are. And like I know none of the other rocks have like that dark bit on the outside. All right, let's grab our reference piece from. Where did it? Okay, that's a layer. What layer is? Okay, with this one, it is again a situation where I think I can just grab pieces. This is that one is this one. That. So it is adjusted a little bit. I think I can't if I don't have to direct copy it. I think I can kind of just use it as reference. That because this was like I think it's curved a little bit. Uh, okay. I'm like getting faster and faster as I think what everyone. You guys may not get to enjoy my presence as much. Gonna do it until I'm done. Unfortunately, I apparently got too good. And I'm gonna be done much faster than I thought. I keep saying that, and then I'm going to get to this bottom part, and I am going to like something's going to go terribly wrong. It's going too well. This is my experience with all uh, work like this. Is that when it's going too well, you're going to hit something and wonder what in the world you did wrong. Okay, now up. And as I said, always remember to copy like this because you want to make sure that you're getting the right 4 quadrants. It's very easy to like grab the wrong 4 if you're not paying attention. Excuse me. Is it going to be pasted way below? It is. Pop that out. That there. I don't have to worry about cutting anything. Goes all the way behind. Now, that's not my shadow layer. Where is my shadow? My shadow layer? There we go. All right, now let's grab one of these subtle shading colors, the darkest of it. Gosh. I almost feel like I want to grab something. I don't know. We'll see how this one looks. All right. Now we're on the right layer. We're on the shading layer. Awesome shit. That needs. Okay, so let's go back to this layer. Get more definition. Go back to the pencil tool. And we zoom out. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Not ideal, but no one's ever going to look at that and think some amateur. And that is what I am. An amateur, especially at this kind of stuff. I could even probably post this edit on the forum. Animer's permission, obviously. And no one would ever question it. I might actually do that. I might put together all the things I edited. And for things like this, I would have to ask Panmaru, it's okay. But for most of the stuff like a lot of stuff is just edited directly. Okay, time to remove this. You know what I could do? And I keep thinking about this. I could take this base, right? And not put any, not putting the sport. Have it be. But I'm not sure I want to do that now. I think that would be more. First, we just not hitting any of the brown. Why is it doing that? Oh, I'm still in. I think I need to. Okay, so let's just grab stuff and delete. Ooh, huh. You know, I have had like a really vacation for. Then after I took vacation, I got back, had like a week of work, and an office went on their Golden Week vacation. I worked through Golden Week, which is celebrate Golden Week. But what it does mean, go to assignments, get focus on my own work, meetings, So even though I'm not on vacation, it's super relaxing. Only person I answer to, at least until everyone gets back, is, which is true of a lot of my work. I suppose if RKO message me, I have to answer. Did you know I have been working with her now for like a decade almost? That's crazy to think. I've been doing this job since September of 2000, coming up on 10 years working for Digica, which is still mind blowing to me now, and also mind blowing that like they still want me here, even though like you know the have you heard of the concept of like imposter syndrome, right? Like I know every single person in the community outside of those people who've been banned from our forums for doing pretty dumb things probably has a fairly positive opinion of me, but it's just like art. You have that kind of self criticism. You're like everyone's gonna figure out I don't know what I'm doing. But here's the thing: there's probably some person who knows Photoshop really well watching me do what I'm doing and going, "There's a way to do this," and like, what is he doing? Why is he individually selecting all those pixels and delete? He could do that like with this tool and this tool and this tool. They are right. They are right. I've actually only had three total jobs in my life. I'm 37. Uh, one of the jobs is kind of weird though because it started like it was all really kind of one job, but it was it's hard to describe it as one job because I technically worked for somebody and then worked for myself, but it was doing the same thing. Um, I worked as a building contractor. 15, I started working with dad doing, and it helps when your dad owns the company. Not gonna lie, it was not like a company like you think of a company. It was always like him and maybe two or three others. It was never like a big thing. Um, but it was, you know, he got all the jobs and looked for them, and that's the main part. Um, but yeah, so that was what I did for, or I did work in a pretzel shop for like 3 months when I was 16 or 17. Then after I did that, this needs to curve outwards. I have to like a lot more down. And then I also have to figure out how they color. Uh that hurt my eyes for some reason. Okay, I'm gonna do something I haven't been doing before, and that's building an outside line. This color is not gonna stay, but it's there to give me a goal of where to put. Okay. But then I did it for I did building contractor stuff for a while by myself. Um, I hurt myself very badly doing it. Um, Unfortunate way, something that happened unavoidable. Freak accident damaged my eye. I decided it was time for me to like school. Did, and then while I was in school, uh, I was running the RPG Maker web forum. I was asked, you know anyone? It was by the person who was doing the marketing for English language. Uh, okay, I need. I think. Whoa, that's spot healing. I want it to like. I just wanted to give him more color. I always forget about those kind of blend tools that you can use. Mixer brush also do it. I just like. I should just. I'm an idiot. That's way fast. I need to make sure it's not. Oh, that looks right. I'm a dumb trying to do all that pixel by pixel when I could have just. I think there's like a little bit I need to do. The one thing you want to make sure you're doing is not like is you get so many colors because they're using a lot of different colors all built into here, right? What you don't want to accident is get more gradation than they. Once again, this is the thing where I was talking about. Somebody who knew Photoshop was watching me and going, couldn't he just like smudge, like draw basic outlines and then smudge a bunch of stuff? Wouldn't that make more sense? You know, they were right. That is what I could have done. All right, so new plan. Draw the bottom outline. Then after I draw the bottom outline, I'm gonna do it with a little bit of light. I don't know. I think doing the light, dark color. I think I am gonna pull in some. I've gone quiet. What is going on out there? I get worried whenever it gets too quiet. All right, back to the. Let's go to pencil tool. Draw bottom line in this, and then we're gonna fill in some, and then we're gonna use that. I think all. All right, let's pick up on phone. Filling. Grab the mixer brush. Crying over your code. What are you trying to code and what's it doing wrong? What's it supposed to do and what is it actually doing? The one thing with that mixer brush tool is that I'm running the risk of like what I could do when I use that mixer brush tool. Let me actually show you what I should do. Is I can go magic tool wand. First, let's do this. Like select all of this right here, then go select inverse, then pull in the mixer brush tool, and it won't. I don't have to worry about it going outside. What I should have done though. Okay. All right, now I need to put the ground underneath it. Rusty square. Let's start with putting it all the way up here so I can grow. Let's drop bottom layers. All the way to the bottom. Okay, and which ones are shadow layers? That one? That one? I think it's 19. 19 is our shadow layer. On our shadow layer. Then we just need to build the shadow around it. So I think the shadow needs to be pretty dark on this. Let's go darker. Actually, what I'm going to do, brush tool, a little bit bigger. Turn the opacity. Oh, that's way too much. I think grabbing the color was actually 100%. All right. You know what? You try something, you learn it's not the correct way to do it. All right, brush. Shadowing to zoom out. Looks good. That looks good. Shadow on the other side. Yeah, I was telling you how to do like just to do the selection so you don't like outside of what you. That's where I don't draw. I am not upset with that. I am pretty okay with it. Let's. So off the topic of doing MP, just to get some like. Let's, oh, hold on. I'm just trying to improve my memory management plugin. Make RM do more. Reasons. Like a lot of optimization plugins are always. Okay. Is there anything I think that this needs to improve it? I think it's pretty good. Um ah oh. I think most of this right here is just copy pasting, right? I think that like it's just this top rowy area is pasted to condense it all. And if I copy just like the edging on this top row and the edge that should overlap. This right here is just this section. I do wonder what this has done. I actually have never used these. Like the thing is I want to focus on what tiles I'm actually going to use, right? And this and this I know I'm going to use. Don't necessarily know if I'm going to use it. I don't know if I even did on look back on that. Like I don't think I used a lot of any here. All the rest of I think I just used those. I think I'm fine with just that. I like those. Yeah, if you played with all of the rest of them, it also helps. You know who's what we could really use memory management for? Like, can you make my memory management better? I know someone was talking about they had a plugin that will be like, hey, this auto run doesn't have a switch off. Do you want? Is that what you want? And you run your game, and I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, a reminder. So I've actually gone for like an hour and a half. One thing I did want to talk about before we sign out for tonight. I'm super happy with this. I actually think this turned out way better than I could have hoped for. It again, it's not perfect, but if I looked at this, if like this was sent to us and they're like, oh yeah, they made this new tile set, and I was like, oh yeah, that's fine. I wouldn't say anything about it. So you'll notice the startup music was the FSM stuff, and I don't know about you guys. I know that FSM is probably the most popular tile set we make. Sorry if I'm getting a little quiet now. I'm looking over because I'm looking at my second screen because I was going to go ahead, and since we have a little extra time, and I didn't set up any community stuff to show off, so I'm going to show you the tile sets. And FSM. Can I open their maps? I wish I had a good I wonder what the guide. I've never actually looked at their guides. I know that all of them come with guides, right? That's like a neat thing. Yeah, this is talking about like this version has a night and day version of all the tiles. And so like they're talking about how like you can just have it switch from one to the other. But look at these. I really like the tiles that came. Oh, and it talks about how to set different things down. FSM goes like above and beyond with all their stuff. I love that they have. Oh, I didn't see these. That's like some where you have the sand built up. That's cool. Like I'm not using FSM in my game, so this is not useful for me. But I thought y'all might like a little quick look at some of the stuff that FSM has in it. The new one, Desert and Ruins, which is available in the store now. I like how they're showing you how to use the various shadow pieces. I'm still tempted, by the way, to do all of my shadows. It's like one of those things where I'm just like, man, this would be such a cool idea. Also, do I have the physical energy to do all that? But it is something I don't have to worry about until later, right? Like, I'm just gonna talk about this for a second. Let's look at because the one that would really have like a lot of these kind of maps. So we talked about like darkening out all the stuff. Wow, that's the but like darkening out all the stuff in here. With shadows, with shades and stuff to make it look more cavey. I think it would look cool. But I can just make the game and release. Like I can release my first demo with it like this. Maybe doing a little bit more editing, and then if I want to do all my shadows and stuff in Photoshop layer, I can add that on later. It's not something that has to be done to get a demo out. Though I may want to do it before I release my demo. Just because it would be cool, a cool thing for people to see. I do have one concern, right? At that point, my actor generator mechanic is falling into that. It's cool, but you really show it off in the game. You would have to make a very long game. Yeah, it's also the thing is it's just sometimes it's time consuming to put everything in place to get a to just get a demo out. And for a demo, you don't have to have all that. I don't have to have all the shadows and everything. Like basic shadows is all you really need for when you release. In fact, I'm probably not going to use any auto shadows. Like that's not going to even show because like the plugins I'm using just delete auto. Only one where I might work on putting some shadows in is I think this second floor needs these shadows, like the shadow under the bridge area, to make it look right. So I might come through and do the shadows. That's about it. Even though, by the way, there's torches down here. So this actually probably wouldn't be in shadow, but it makes it look more 3D for the shadow. Sometimes you need to do something unrealistic to look real. But yes, system which adds and removes everything based on proximity to the player. Basically, always slightly larger than the screen, frees up a lot of resources in there. It's a good idea, but you have to be aware of it, right? Okay, when you're doing that, I gotta ask one question. Do you have a way to put in like maybe the comments of an event to ignore that system to actually be running anyway? Yes, that was what Sir Hagen said. Because like sometimes there's things that you just want to run all the time, and it will desync things that you need if you don't. So there is some dangers to doing that, right? So anyway, I managed to do what I wanted in Photoshop. I am pretty happy with it. I might later do some copy pasting to get this section correct. I might do these. I don't know if it's really all super necessary. I won't do this one at all. If I do it, I'll do this one because I don't, like I said, I don't really like the shadows like that. But anyway, that's kind of where we are today. And I'm gonna do the short stream today since I managed to get through what I wanted to do today, and I do not actually have anything planned for next. I'm probably next week going to put these tiles into the game and then take this cliff tile, the cliffside, and kind of remap it using those. Kind of get a better looking thing. This looks like especially with MZ. Now that we have MZ and we can do all the layering, you don't have to do these square corners anymore. You don't have to use B to like fix the square. You can put everything on A still. Let's see. Thanks for game dev. Yep. So technically no game dev today. I guess technically art is game dev, but not in the same way that like I was not actively making. Okay, let's make sure to save this as a separate file. And I'm gonna have to cut out all my. Later when I fix it, I need to cut out. I'm pointing with my hand. That's not gonna help you. I need to edit to cut it down to the correct size, but I'm just saving it so I don't lose it. This is A5 Cliff A. Panda Maru E. I like to name when I save things, I like to name them based on who worked. Okay. So let's switch to the see you next time screen. So if you're enjoying this, make sure to subscribe to our channel. It's nice. There's also Monday, which is tomorrow. We have our other stream where Studio Blue plays through games. I cannot remember what game he's playing tomorrow. I set it all up, but I completely forgot. But also, just keep making games. I appreciate it all. I appreciate you guys coming and talking to me. It'd be very boring if I had no one to talk to. And everyone have a wonderful week. Again, next Sunday, we're also going to be on Sunday. But then that Friday is... Wait, let's see. That Friday as well, I should be back to Fridays. We'll see when we get there. So next stream is going to be 9th. And then hopefully the 14th. So everyone have a wonderful week. I almost said weekend again. And